of houses like SpongeBob's house, the Simpsons house, many of your favourite cartoon houses that your favourite cartoon characters live in, they exist in real life because people are big enough fans to create these houses and live in them, and literally the insides are exactly the same and it's really cool. So we're going to have a look at some of those today. If you do enjoy this video, let's go for 2,000 likes and subscribe to enter my huge giveaway. It will be revealed at 1 million subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the video. Let's get into it. So first up, we have the SpongeBob SquarePants house. Now this is more of a hotel than it is a house because you do pay by day and a lot of people want to stay there, so you can't really live there unless you make your own. But yeah, this hotel is really cool and it replicates everything that SpongeBob has in it. It's a huge place as well. Unfortunately, it costs $3,000 a night to stay there, and it is in the Dominican Republic, and it was actually made by the SpongeBob actual creators themselves. They actually made this because loads of people love SpongeBob. It's a huge show, and would you stay here? Let me know. $3,000 a night is really expensive. But is it worth it for your favourite cartoons and for cartoon characters? Perhaps. It's up to you to decide. So leave in the comments if you would. I don't know if I would. Perhaps if I was rich one day I would, but let's see. So next up, we actually have the Simpsons house. Now the Simpsons is obviously a very big show. It came out in like the 70s and it's been a huge show ever since. It's still on to this day, which shows how popular it is. Loads of people obviously know who they are. Everyone knows the iconic characters like Homer and Bart. And it's just one of the biggest shows still on TV. And in 1990 there was actually a competition prize for the Simpsons house, and instead of the man taking the Simpsons house, he actually took the prize money instead. So then this came up for sale, and I think actually someone lives in it. So this is an actual house that you could have bought, and there's actually people who have gone to visit this house. Obviously it's like a huge landmark in the area now, and it's a very popular tourist attraction because it looks exactly like it. It had colourful walls and it was just basically the exact replica, and it's really cool that these things exist in real life because they look so much more realistic. It's a little bit more grey and dull than a cartoon version, but it's still very cool in my opinion. So next up, we actually have a cartoon that is set in caveman times. Next up, we do have the Flintstones, and you wouldn't think that a cartoon set in the ancient caveman times would even have a house in modern time, because obviously things have changed quite a lot since then, but you'd be wrong in thinking that because the Flintstones do indeed have their own house. It cost $3 million in fact, and it's like a huge version of the real Flintstones house. It's mostly made out of stone, but everything inside it is really nice looking. It's very luxurious actually, with a lot of like furniture. A lot of things have to be replaced because obviously caveman times weren't as sophisticated, and you can't really live without like a couch and everything in this day and age. Anyway, everything inside it is huge. Like, it's so nice looking. It's really luxurious. And I don't know, it looks really comfy, and there's a lot of wildlife nearby, and everything around it is just really natural and beautiful looking. It's a really beautiful house, very different as well. So if you've got the spare 3 million, why not go in for a bid for this little place? I think this next one is really cool and comes from one of my personal favourite Disney films, Up. Now the film is based on an old man who unfortunately loses his wife in one of the saddest deaths in Disney history. Now Up is a very uplifting film, pardon the pun, and this real house actually exists in Utah. Now it's kind of separated from the rest of society, unlike the real actual Up film. But in this actual real life depiction, the house looks exactly alike, even filled with actual balloons that come out of the chimney, and it's one of the coolest looking creations like out of all of these that I've seen. All of the paintings exactly the same, everything's exactly where it should be, and it's actually quite a unique looking house. There's like a fence around it and everything that looks exactly the same, and this was definitely built just for Disney, and it was built by Disney for people to look for and go to as a tourist attraction, and this one is really great. I really like this one. Now, going in the opposite direction of caveman times from the Flintstones, which is in real life, we are taking a look at a futuristic looking house, which is the cartoon The Jetsons. Now, The Jetsons is a very popular sort of TV show for kids, and it's actually quite an old one as well, and they live in a very futuristic house which is like on like a huge pole, and then the house is at the top. It's really weird looking, and you would never think that this house could be created in real life, but of course it completely was. And I'm not even sure if it is worth as much as the Flintstones house. If it is, then it has to be at a similar price. Anyway, this is a really cool looking house in like a circular little dome, like on top of like a really tall place, and it's a bit like a skyscraper, but below isn't a block of buildings, it's just nothingness. And honestly, I don't think I'd be able to live here even for free, because the height is ridiculous and it just seems like it could just knock over at any time. But I think it's really cool that this actually exists in real life, so congratulations to whoever built this, and an even bigger congratulations to who lives here, because it takes guts. Hello Kitty is a kids TV show aimed at mostly little girls. The kids TV show is obviously shown on TV and has been on for quite a long time, and they have a huge amount of merchandise. I guarantee in your house there is probably something that is Hello Kitty oriented. If it's either yours or a siblings of yours, there's probably something in your house that is definitely Hello Kitty inspired, because I think their merchandise is even more pronounced than the actual TV show and all the games that they have made and everything else. They're just a huge brand. Anyway, one huge fan has actually made a house that is completely Hello Kitty oriented. The house is completely pink, everything inside it is Hello Kitty oriented. She has so many Hello Kitty dolls, it is ridiculous. And yeah, it's safe to say that she is just a huge Hello Kitty fan. It's a little tiny bit creepy, but really cute as well at the same time. You know how I just said that you probably own something that is Hello Kitty in your house? Well, you definitely own something in your house that is Barbie oriented. Barbie is one of the biggest brands in the world, and they have been in so many films, they have been in many games, many other things, and every person pretty much knows who Barbie is. Now, Barbie is a huge brand. Everyone owns a doll, a piece of merchandise from them, and one person was inspired enough to make their own Barbie house. Now, this is a huge house, and a lot of things are Barbie oriented obviously, and there's a lot of strange things in the area. There's like a huge shoe, there's like a huge high heeled pink shoe, everything's pink about it, and it looks quite amazing, to be honest. I don't understand how you could be like unhappy in this house, just everything's so bright and nice. But it's really cool looking. A little tiny bit like childish, but still, whatever floats your boat, I guess, because this still looks really awesome. And to be honest, I'd probably definitely live in here like instead of going homeless, just saying. So next up we have Snow White and Snow White's Cottage. Snow White is actually one of the earliest animated movies out there and was made by Disney, of course. It definitely came out before any of you guys were born. It's a very old animation, and to be honest, it's still really good for its time. Anyway, yeah, this actually is based in Seattle, and a lot of people have visited it. It's kind of like a tourist attraction now, and the person that lives there made this house themselves. It's like a cottage, and it looks really snug, and it actually looks really comfortable. So if you're going to make a house, then I'd definitely make a house after one of my favourite animated movies. I'm not sure what it will be, maybe The Incredibles or something like that. But yeah, this is one of my favourite creations on this list. It looks really cool. Anyway, yeah, what cartoon house would you like to live in? Let me know in the comment section down below. So next up we have Minnie and Mickey Mouse. Now Minnie is the girlfriend of Mickey and they make a very cute couple, but enough on that. We have Minnie's house in real life. I'm not sure why they don't live together, apparently they're having marital issues or something. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, she has her own house in 2 locations which are made by Disney. And this house was literally just made for tourists to go in and obviously make more money because they're a business, but it's still really cool. So you go inside and everything's exactly cartoon like, everything looks really cool and really cartoonish, and a lot of kids love these type of things. And to be honest, I would definitely still go here. I've never really watched Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse. You kind of just hear about them, but you don't really know much about them because no one watches Mickey Mouse, to be honest, you just know about them. Anyway, it still looks really cool, and apparently when you go to the answering machine and everything that's on there, you get like answers from like Mickey Mouse and Goofy and everything. And to be honest, it's kind of really nice to hear these sort of things and look at these sort of things. So last up we have Snoopy. Now Snoopy is a very old, kind of weird animation, but it was very popular back in the day. I think it started off as a comic book, and as you can see there is a giant version of Snoopy's house, and it's used as an information kiosk for a basketball field complex. So this isn't really a house, it's more of like an information desk. But technically it's a house because they remade the house. It's just not used as an actual place to call a home. So yeah, this is a little bit of an honorable mention, but still very cool. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to enter my giveaway, and if 2,000 likes and I'll make another cartoon based video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.